Good Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. For the new people joining, this is not a political poll. This is a spiritual throw. And whenever you're watching, wherever you're watching, we are gathered together to bring our awareness to the unity consciousness as a group. And I'd like to imagine as we start these Sundays that we take a couple of deep breaths and imagine us standing up and walking out of our doors through a mist, a cleansing mist. Sometimes I feel like it's a waterfall, a gentle waterfall as I walk through it. And I come to this path in this beautiful place in nature. And as we walk down this path, noticing the smells, the sights, are there birds or insects flying with us? And we notice the community that is gathered walking down this path to this. We see in the distance a ceremonial fire pit, and there's an elder there, and he's beckoning us, come sit, come sit. And as we do, as we come into that sacred space, we know that everything's in balance, everything is in harmony, everything has a purpose. And we ask to stay true to our purpose and ask for clarity, even if that path is a little cloudy. We invite our guides, our angels, our departed loved ones, ascended masters, and wherever we are on the planet, above, below, whatever time stream we're watching, whatever you interpret these cards as is true, is the right interpretation. In the energy of this community, we start feeling it as it builds. And we can feel the sphere of the community, of the one consciousness, of the interconnected matrix of it all. We see that creating a pulse of creativity and a pulse of birth. And the birth that I want us to think about today is joy. I was watching a Netflix show with the Dalai Lama and the Bishop Tutu from South Africa, Desmond Tutu. Both from different upbringings. One from a pampered upbringing, the Dalai Lama. Desmond Tutu, not so pampered. Both have had horrendous paths, yet they choose joy. They choose to be happy. So I thought about that, and I thought about where we are, and where are we choosing joy. So I wanted to look at that a little bit, and the deck that I'm using is to return to spirit. And then I have the Brady Tarot and Shining Hawks Morning Sky Oracle deck. And I pulled 3 cards last night, and here are the cards that I pulled when I was thinking about Sunday with Spirit, where I was going to go with this. And I got surfacing. I got divinity. And I got music. And so as I slept on these images, these cards, it wasn't so clear to me where the message here. Obviously, there's a message. Definitely music. We're talking about joy. Listen to music. Start dancing. Start moving. Music brings us so much joy. Tapping into the divine. And again, that when we get to tap into that energy, certainly everything, all our troubles seem to wash away as we surface. So the trouble that we have underneath the surface, like if we're in the thick of things, as we come to the surface, as things bubble up to the surface, we get to take a new breath and we get a new chance and a new way of looking at things. And it's through this divinity process, trusting in the divinity, and then just maybe shut all that off and listen to some music, uplifting music. So to get a little bit more clarity, I pulled worthy and confidence. And how does this fit in with joy? We are worthy of joy, certainly. But too often we choose not to be in joy. And I don't know, is it because we don't feel like we're worthy enough to be happy? But we do have the confidence, if we choose to stand in strength and just walk with, for me, I look to the spirit animal of the South, and for me that's jaguar, and that's walking side by side with jaguar in strength. And I get to see how he walks, how he moves, how he reacts to things, not with being oppressive, not with any other motive except to be in strength, to be powerful, not over anybody else. It's just who he is. And the last card is Starseed. So as we look at these messages, I mean, I love the fact that I get divinity and starseed right above each other or below each other. I love that there's worthy confidence in the center of this joy reading. And things, as they come to the surface, they get clearer and clearer and clearer, and the divine will show itself. The messaging will come through. And sometimes we just need to take a break from it all and just listen to some music. Worthy confidence. And we have the starseed energy looking over us. And it feels like we just need to stand in that confidence and ask. I deserve, I'm worthy of this joy. All right, let's take a look at some of the things from the Brady Tarot and see where that comes with joy. I'm going to do the 4 directions up here. So this is north for those of you who follow the 4 directions. You can add that layer to it. To be joyful in the face of a lot of troubles and I mean, right now we are dealing with so many earth changes and people being displaced from their homes, like the Dalai Lama. And certainly there were times where he was so underwater, but he eventually, through his divinity, found the music of joy. And in the North, this is all about standing in your truth. And it feels like this is like standing in your power too. Not abusive. It's just, this is who I am. And in this card, we have the owl, the lion, sacred plant of the Cherokee, and the full moon. And I look at that full moon and I go, that's things to let go of as we're underwater. And stand in the fact that we can take flight. We have that divinity of knowing and the strength, the power. And as we go to the east direction for joy, this is the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Roots, the 6 of Earth, altruism. When we do things for others without thinking of ourselves, what are we getting out of this? If we're just doing things for ourselves, it gives us, it may seem like joy, but when we do things for others without expecting anything in return, that gives us true happiness, true joy. And again, it looks like there is a full moon. And if this is the 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving, it's that full moon is time to let go and get ready for the new moon. New beginnings. And in the southern position, guile. Interesting. So here is, they look like I think they're squirrels. I would have to look it up. But this is the 7 of Swords. And so the 7 of Swords is sneaking into camp, leaving somebody defenseless. In this deck, it's not about grabbing your sword and fighting anything. It's like, well, let's disassemble what we think we should fight for. Maybe we shouldn't fight for it that much. Maybe we should just, let all the barbs and things go. Because certainly when we're fighting things, there's no winner. There's just losers in the fight. And I'm talking with arrows. I'm not talking about standing up for truth and not backing down, but grabbing a sword or an arrow and causing someone harm or injury because they don't have your same beliefs. That is not going to promote joy. So if you take away the barbs, take away the arrows, then you can focus more on a solution and joy. Did I just go down a rabbit hole? I may have. And in the West position, love this card. The Daughter of Arrows. So somebody tried to shoot at this sloth. Imagine how slowly the sloth's head turned around. It's interesting that the sloth is one of the 7 deadly sins. I just think the sloth is misunderstood. It's just the nature of that animal to be a little slow, to move slower than others. So why make it a sin to be different? It feels like it's time to celebrate the differences. So we're going with joy. Stand strong in your truth. Do for others. Don't think about yourself when you're doing good deeds for others, what you're going to get out of it. Get rid of the weapons. Get rid of the barbs. And barbs could be, angry words, angry sentences. And to ourselves. When we have a COVID moment, a senior moment, when we can't find the right words and we go, oh my God, are you so stupid? Not that I ever do that. Truth. But, you know what I'm saying? We berate ourselves so much. We are worthy. We should have confidence. We've got the divinity above us. We have the starseed below us. If we were true, if we were part of this divine plan, if we are this starseed, do they berate themselves? I don't think so. In the Daughter of Arrows, we don't need to react so fast when something comes at us. Just go, yeah, okay. It's an arrow over my head. It didn't hit me. The next one might. Yeah, the next one might, but this one didn't. So maybe you should get out of the way. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he only has one arrow. Or it could be a she. Could be it or them. All right. Finding joy. And what does the morning oracle have to say? It's pretty simple. I did not plant that. Joy. It's pretty simple. Choose joy. So as we sit around this ceremonial fire, and we're thinking about the messages that divinity, starseed, has given us, the divine, as we are surfacing from maybe the not so joyful to the music of joy, finding that and knowing that, revisiting our worthiness and our confidence, standing in our truth, giving more than we receive, breaking the arrows that are hurting us and others, and being okay with being a sloth, a little slow. And that simple answer choose joy. So as we sit there and it's time to go, we stand up, we look at all of us light beings who have chosen joy. And that pulse goes out through the world. And we have new growths, little joys popping up everywhere. Thank you all for watching. Peace and love.